Previously I left off, I believe we were just getting into Malum. I crafted this workbench. I just crafted some of these. They're just simple slabs, then a piece of wood, then slabs on top. And then I did a bunch of terraforming for the beach over there for when we start mine colonies, because it's starting to get to the point where I don't have Fry to harvest all my resources, so I need to actually start getting some people to do that for me. Obviously I recreated the transportation tablet so we could speed things up a bit better. Yeah, so our first thing to do is create the spirit metals. So there's two different types of spirit metals. Hollowed gold. Gold is very often used as a basis for various magic. Hold on, the music is a bit loud for me. Anyways, this is also the case with Spirit Arcana. Infusing Arcana and Sacred Arcana into a gold ingot will imbue it with magic and yield a much more desirable magic metal. A few additional regions are also needed for this process. While not too useful in evil schemes or crafting powerful gear, hollowed gold is a metal perfect for spirit manipulation and transfer. So this is how you make it. Basically, you'll put, and it shows you here, these are your spirits that you need for how many for each part. This is what you put on the little crafting thing, and these two things are what you put on those pedestals. And then this is a recipe hollowed spirit resonator, which we will need later to make things. The spirit jar is a simple craft. It's a placeable block jar, or jar block, that can store a really large amount of a single spirit. Very convenient to have next to a spirit altar. You can put input and output spirits by right clicking. Sneaking will take out an entire stack. Soul stained steel. The sacred origins of hollowed gold make it nearly impossible to use for harm. Soul stained steel is nothing like that. It's a tough metal, twisted evil beyond recognition. It excels in the heartless crimes, perfect for various gear and trinkets. Any piece of gear made from soul-stained steel is capable of shattering souls, and deals both magic and physical damage. Both metals can be used to create a type of magic transmitter, a spirit resonator, a more complex crafting component meant for manipulating in-world spirits. So this is how we make soul-stained steel. 3 wicked, 1 earth, 1 arcane, iron, 2 soul-stained, and a processed soul stone. Which we're going to be working on here. So we're going to need some soul sand, which we put on the pedestal here. We need the wicked spirits, the earthen spirits, and the arcana spirits, which, as you can see, when I right click, they start hovering around them at equidistant areas. We're going to need the iron, and our, where did I put those? Oh, I think they're in here actually. Yes, they are. We need those, and now we put these on here, and as you can see, they go up and they start going around making this little humming sound, and soon you'll see these start flashing. It does take quite some time. There's one. It just took the 2 soul sand, and it just took that, and then in a couple of seconds, pop, soul stained ingot. So up here, as you can see, you can craft all the various different types of tools with it. Using this to create, for example, a sword will give you similar effects to the crude scythe. However, it's not as well at harvesting souls as the scythe is. As we can go here. After using some time using the crude scythe, you may have grown tired of the weak weapon. The soul-stained steel scythe is the direct upgrade with overall higher damage distributed between physical and magic. As you can see, it's going to take quite a bit of earthen spirits here, as well as some hex ash, which I believe working with ashes. That's not it. There we go. I don't want to use all the earthen spirits, but we'll definitely need to make more. I get these mostly from killing zombies. Toss this back in here. Take those, toss those in here. There we go. So the arcane ash, probably just look at it. I believe it's just using rune wood. Here it is. Hex ash, my bad. Gunpowder with an arcane spirit. I should have gunpowder in here. I've made plenty of it. With some arcane spirits. We'll make 4 of them. So when we actually get up there and start building the Malum area, you'll see me, I'll take this and I'll spread these out around it, and then there'll also be these pillars, or the obelisks, that we'll create in a minute. I have not actually successfully killed an enderman, which is why I have this diamond sword. Yeah, I need to kill the enderman so that I could get the pearls so I can make those teleporters, or elevators. Whoop. Still not enough. One more. Done. Alright. So we go in here. So we need these. Need those. We only need 2 of those. 842 each. Forget which ones were 4 and 2 now. 4 wicked, 2 arcana. So a lot of times when I play Malum, I will just mass produce a bunch of the different steels and hex ashes and stuff. I'll just set them on there and let them rotate constantly forever. I pretty much just ignore it and let it continuously produce it. The biggest issue with that is we need to have enough spirits to sustain that. Because as you can see, we're running out of earthen spirits pretty quickly using these. But yeah, that's making the soul stained steel scythe. Next, I don't know. It is pretty late, so I'm kind of getting into that droning mood where I just drone a bunch of did get Slime Rancher 2 today, hoping to start making some videos on that soon too. Ooh, we got quite a few lobster. Yes. Oh, I know what we can start on. Mine colonies. So, the way I want to start mine colonies is actually with this boat. So we need some planks. 5. Make a boat. And we need to make a boat out of boats. Boop. And we have a supply ship. So your other option is obviously this supply camp right here, which will give you the same amount of supplies. But for this, you... Oh, there we go. So we have the acacia, we have the Asian supply ship, the birch supply ship, the Caledonia A, which is actually an airship, which is really cool. B, which is an even higher airship. The Dark Oak supply ship, which is honestly the Dark Oak and the Nordic are my favorite two things to use. Yeah, so it'd have to be like that. But the Dark Oak is usually slide it over. Kind of like your elven style. The Fortress, which is just a raft, it looks like. Yeah, it's just a raft. That's funny. Incan, pretty flat styled. Jungle, that's really big. Your Lost City. Water. Medieval Birch. Medieval Dark Oak, which is what I tend to use for the Dark Oak wise. Medieval Oak, which is kind of your generic stuff. Medieval Spruce. Mesa. That's pretty interesting. Nordic, just a Viking-esque. That actually looks really cool. Sandstone. Space Wars. Now this one I have to actually like. It's basically a spaceship, submarine type deal, which is pretty interesting. The Stone supply ship, which is funny in and of itself. The True Dwarven, as you can see, it kind of has that rotating, it's got smoke coming out the top. And just a normal wooden supply ship. I might use this one actually, because it just fits in there. However, I do want to get a better positioning for it. So this side is going to be the main port, but that's also where enemies would be coming from. So we'll take this and we'll move it over like this. Let's slide it back. There we go. Check mark. That's odd. Ah, that's the problem. Oh, something has been eating the fishies. Alright, so we'll just use the normal wooden. We'll need to raise it up, rotate it around, back it up, bring it over, bring it over. There we go. Now, there's nothing in the way now. Voila! We've now started mine colonies. With each supply ship, there's usually some supplies and a... Is it up here? No, it'll probably be in here. Yes, so the town hall and the build tool. These two are really important because the build tool both allows you to move the buildings around as well as gives you the capability to make further buildings. One of which will be the builder's hut, which is what all these things are for. There are supposed to be people, but I don't think they've actually spawned. Another dispenser notice. Compost bin. But this is just the start. So now we've got this big old ship, and that is a skeleton with some heavy gold armor. Kinda wanna go kill it. I am looking for an Enderman still. Oh, the zombies have found me. So as you see, I'm getting a better spirit amount for the creatures that I'm killing now. That is due to the new scythe. Let's see, that's the closest mob. I haven't seen me yet. There's some vampires over there too. I won't mess with those. Well then... Come here. Creeper. Oh man. Perfect. So what I didn't catch on recording was the blood moon harvesting. Those are always really fun because you could just walk out and just start slaying everything with your scythe and get tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of those arcane spirits. So another thing is we can use this to make backups of those because I have a tendency to get them lost. We should actually be able to make some supremium. A single supremium, more likely. Maybe. We're short. These are all resources. Actually, blazing quartz goes in the other thing, but these are all resources that cannot be put in there. Blazing quartz goes in here. It's one of these. Yes. So the reason I don't want to put my town hall down just yet, I need to collect supplies to be able to build what I want to build. And one of the big things to do is go in the build tool, for example, and right click here. So this is just a little decoration thing for a well. But as you can see the resources that it's going to require, and when we make a builder's hut, that's what it's going to want. Which I can't actually access the builder's hut right now due to I didn't build it yet. To make a builder's hut, pull this out of here. Builder's hut. It's just planks with a wooden door. And I generally get a lot of builders. I need one more plank. This here, this here, this here. Builder's hut. So all these recipes require that builder's tool. Each one requires a different resource in the middle. The blacksmith requires 3 ingots and stuff. Here's a house, which we'll have to get a couple of those built as well. Each first house I think can only fit 2 people, and then you can upgrade the buildings as you go along. Courier's hut, farm, the field, the fisher's hut, the guard tower, which will actually need a couple of those, forester's hut, mine, stonemason, town hall, warehouse, shepherd's hut, cow hands. So this is showing me all the recipes. That doesn't mean I have access. See, like the barracks tower, I don't have access to that because that's I believe that's part of this one. It just spawns a standard guard tower one. But just because I can see the recipes doesn't mean I'm capable of actually building it. Combat Academy sawmill. The university is the one to do research. This is important for me. This one's going to be really fun to try. I haven't actually used one of these before. This is going to be handy for what's it called? Ars Nouveau, because I can use the alchemical. You can just make that. That's These are different scrolls that you can find throughout the world. Another supply ship. Permission scepter, I think, is to give permissions to people. This is to control your guards and your armies. And there's different types of enemies. So there's 3 major enemy types. You have your pirates. You have your yeah, so it's your pirates, your barbarians, and your Egyptians for those in the desert, similar to the husks. But when I start up the next one, yeah, I've been going about 20 something minutes now. We'll continue and actually start gathering. I'm going to go and grind some resources so we could start on this, as well as try to get that second level so we can continue with Malum. Right now it's pretty much just going to be sitting here making sure I collect these things and doing some mining for more soulstone. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed, and I look forward to making more of this. This series has been a long time coming, and I'm finally able to actually do it, so it's super exciting for me. So y'all have